with Terrence. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everyone's doing well. You know what I need to do? I need to send this to a couple of people real quickly so that they can follow the podcast tonight because there are some people who don't follow Tuesdays with Terrence, and I was just trying to get them to get on my YouTube channel. So we're gonna do that for let's say Bardui Financial Services, and then I can text it to a couple of people and get them on the line. How are you people doing? Hope everyone's doing fine tonight. Hope everybody's doing fine, fine, fine. I'm doing well. Let me share this, copy the link, send it to a couple of clients that I met today. And, I'm going to do that right now. And let's see, that's one. And that is two. And that is three. So put it out there real quickly and then put it on my, add it to my status on WhatsApp so that people can come in to the program. Let's see. And then I'm saying I am live now so people can check it out. Anyways, good evening to everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. I know lately we've been trying to put it on. We can't get it live on regular Facebook. I don't know what's going on. Something is going on somewhere. But what can you do, man? What can we do? We just have to keep editing the post and go move it somewhere else. So good evening to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H, some call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And some people call me Little Boy. If you're from the 767, Whitey Cooley, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Tall is her body. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. I had a good day today in a long time. I'm going to explain it to you guys. Let me get some water here. I invited a couple of people to watch my show tonight. Hopefully they'll watch it. I'm going to send it to one more person real quick. If they don't watch it, it's all right. It's all right. So how are you people doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Let me go to Instagram and see if there's anybody watching there on Instagram. I see Derek Germany. What's up, man? And Bella's Holistic. Good evening. And everybody else is watching, welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Again, my name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And some people call me Little Boy. If you're from the 767, Whitey Cooley, tall as her body, the Commonwealth of Dominica, you call me Luku Boy. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. Tonight, we have a great topic for you, in-service rollovers. We'll talk about that. And as people start to come in, for some reason, lately, I can't stream it on Facebook. And I don't know why, but because every disappointment is a blessing. You can watch me on YouTube. You can watch me on LinkedIn. You can watch me on X, which is formerly Twitter. You can watch me on Bardui Financial Services. You can watch me wherever you choose to. But basically, it doesn't matter where people watch. I continue to educate and teach people how to eradicate debt. So how's everyone doing? We need to talk about, we'll talk about markets in a minute. But, yesterday, we all found out that Theo from the sad to see that happening. A lot of you all grew up with him. If you're in your 50s, early to mid 50s, up to 54, you grew up with him. And all of us was watching that show back in the day, right? There was no Netflix that some of you guys watch and streaming. It was everybody watching the show live at one time, millions and millions of people around the world. But condolences to the family. Rest in peace. Mr. Malcolm Jamal Warner. let's say, I'm going to say good evening to all. And if you're there, if you're watching, you can put say something in the chat. We say in France, c'est la vie, mon ami. C'est la vie. That's life, my friend. That's life, my friend. So how are you people doing? My week is going along. I kind of had a good day today, and I'll explain to you guys what it is, which is hence my subject about in-service rollovers. We'll talk about that. But how's everybody else doing? Some of you guys are waiting for the Epstein files. Well, they released the MLK files, not the Epstein files. You know, but for those of you who are watching, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. There's other places you could have been watching, other things you could have been doing, and I thank you so much for watching Tuesdays with Terrence this evening. So welcome, 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 welcome. What we're gonna do, we're gonna queue up our theme song. Let me turn this on for you guys.
Battery, medium.
I might strum along with it as like I normally do. And let me pull back a little bit so I can get the guitar ready so I could strum along for our licensed financial pro. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Here we go. Let's see if we can made me begin. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams and wine. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side. That song basically is a song. It talks about where I was born. I was born in the Caribbean. Moved to Boston as a kid. So Dominica made me, Boston raised me, and the South sustains me. So welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm so excited. My story. And what I do is I continue to educate, I continue to pontificate, and I continue to teach people what they need to know about financial literacy, basic financial literacy, because I think one of the things I was talking to a client today, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit, but it'll be anonymously. You know, I can't tell you who it is, none of your business. But it was a great appointment today, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Hopefully, they're watching. I don't know if they're watching. Let's see. If they're watching, we'll do it. If they don't watch, it's okay. It's okay. For the rest of you, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence again. I'm H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui, and some people call me Little Boy. If you're from the 767 Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, you call me what? Luku boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, and the South sustains me. That's what the song was really about. Just talking about where I got my start from. How is your day going today? Are you having a good day? Man, the last few weeks has been crazy for me, but today, could kind of see little towards the end of the tunnel. We're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. We're going to talk about how to in-service rollovers and planning, because too many people fail to plan. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And basically, sometimes that's what's happened with a lot of people. They don't plan the right way, and guess what happens? C'est la vie. It kind of happens, man. So, anyways, I'm excited about this. Let's talk. So I'm going to start with in-service rollovers, right? Now, in-service rollovers, it basically means that you've been working all your life and you've built up a retirement plan, whether through a 401k, a 403b, or 457, or TSP. The TSP is the Thrift Savings Plan, and that is for federal employees. If you work for the U.S. government, you have a thrift savings plan. So basically, what I try to do is to educate people about those. How would I say it? Those. I won't say those plans, but those programs, so that you can use it to protect it. Now, today I had an appointment. A few weeks ago, I think it was July 3rd. I went out. We went out. Sadie and I. We saw one of my clients, a shopping center, and they usually have live music there. And it was good to see them. And we were talking about some of the things that so anyways, what happened was I said we need to create some more protection for you, because this client, we did client's about 64 years old, and we did what's called an in-service rollover for them. We protected some of their 401k from loss. And I called them. I was supposed to reach out to them like 3 weeks ago, but I reached out last week. I was like, hey, we need to protect more of what you have. And actually, this client is actually, I rate my client ADD. Now, it's not according to what you have or the resources you have. I rate you based on how I can help you and what I can do for you. Because if I can help you with a multitude of things, but I'm only helping you with one, I look at you kind of funny. I'm like, why am I helping you with all of this stuff that I can do? And there's some people I help them with everything, but they may not necessarily be an A. But this client per se is actually an A client of mine. And I was talking to them today, and we were talking about when we first met. I met them through another client, which happened to be their sister. And we basically said, I think that you I first met you, and and your sister told me to talk to you, and I gave you my information. I didn't really believe you were going to do anything because the client was in the process of building another home, and they were in the interim staying with their sister. And basically, we'll talk later in the fall. It was in the summer, and they said around October, and I really didn't believe the client. I was like, yeah, right, whatever. October, I think in the fall, I saw my other client, the sister, and then we were talking. I said, you know what, I got to follow up with your sister. So, anyways, I sent a text or call, schedule an appointment. When we scheduled the appointment, what happened was, to my surprise, this individual needed help, was willing to take advice, and we did a plethora of, we got them to help people do that. And I was telling the client today, when I first met you, I thought you were full of you know what, because I just didn't believe them. But since then, I've realized that this person, this individual, is like my one of my A1 clients. Don't Who likes to do their own thing and they don't like listening. But this one here would consult me before making decisions, and those are the clients that I so whatever you've put in place for them, it has to work. So that's one of the things we have to do. So there's people I don't understand who have accounts, 401k, 43B, 457, and TSP money with companies that they're no longer with. Now, this, guess what? At least that individual believes in making sure they prepare for the future. So I'm so excited that we could have helped them and create some protection for them, some protection. Sometimes people don't realize the importance of protection because guess what? They live above their means, or they're not willing to take advice. And this one says, you know what? I didn't know about this stuff. And not knowing about a subject matter doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you're ignorant. You're ignorant of it. And sometimes ignorance can be a good thing, and sometimes it can be a bad thing. But the bad thing meaning like you're not making any effort to learn anything about it. And sometimes some people just don't know. So as a licensed pro, I try to teach individuals what they should do, how they should do it, where they should, you know, put stuff, and they should, For example, I told my client they have a used car who's been paid off for years, and I told my client like when you retire, you need to get a brand new car. And most people say, why would someone get a brand new car when they retire when they can do it now while they're working? And the reason is this client is building up a nest egg, the bank of them. No, today we started about 5 years ago, and we were looking at they have in their bank already almost over 100 grand, I believe, in terms of protection. And I'm very proud of this individual. And anyways, the point about it is I try to teach. And when I talk about my clients, I don't call names. It's none of your business. But what I try to do is to educate folks so that other people can figure What's most important is protection, having the protections that you need. And some people just don't do that. They don't have the protection. So you're like, what you doing? They don't know. So it is my job to educate, to teach, show them how to protect. Now, I want to come back to the subject matter in a minute, but there's another thing that I do. For example, if you look at my business card, it says I do debt elimination plans, tax-free retirement, life insurance with living benefits, 401k, TSP, IRA rollovers, mortgage protection, disability insurance, college planning and annuities, long-term care. But one of the things that I do that I don't promote a lot is I help some clients with Medicare, with their Medicare supplements. I got a call today from a young man who recently retired, and he was a referral from someone I know, someone that I helped but did not become my client. But because they know me, they referred someone to me. And listen, folks, in what we do, sometimes it's not everybody that we talk to is going to become our clients, right? It's not everybody that we talk to is going to become our clients. I'm trying to look at this, make sure this is working fine here. Let's make sure of it. Let's see. Yeah, edit posts. I'll make it public afterwards. It's not everybody that we are, it's not everybody I speak to become my client. But if you speak to me, you will realize my knowledge, my expertise, my caring, you know, I know what I'm talking about. And even though it wasn't a match for us or you've already done something, some people says, you know what, if I need help, I'm going to go to this guy. So I got a referral today from someone that I know. And when I talk about clients, I never give names. I have to protect, I have a fiduciary responsibility to protect people's information, and I do. But, I got a referral today from someone, and the young man called me. I was going to pick up a prescription. I called the young man and I said, hey, my name is Terrence, and da 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 da. The referral was through church. So basically, I try to help. We found out that the person recently retired and they're going to Medicare Part B next month, which is August 1st. So basically, what I did, I started to pontificate to educate. Education is key. Educating people on what you do is key. Because when I get a referral, first of all, if someone refers me, that's because they trust me or they feel that I'm qualified. Because first of all, personally, I'm not referring anybody to anybody if I don't feel confident or I don't feel that they know what they're talking about. I'm not doing that. So, anyways, I talked to the individual about what their options are, told them about what plans I recommend, and usually when I get a referral and I call somebody, when someone calls me, sometimes I'm so busy I don't make time immediately because I don't have the time. But in this case, because of the referral is a respected individual, I made that time for this individual. We called, we talked a little bit about Medicare. We called Medicare, we called Social Security. We got them everything done for them. And then what we did, we created a plan. We got them a Medicare plan through one of my carriers, the plan G, which is the Cadillac. We did that for my client. And then, what we did was with a dental plan also, and also a vision rider on there. And basically, the reason why I wanted to help this person because of who referred them. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And the individual, very intelligent man, by the way, and the individual is a musician like me. A little while ago, you guys heard me play a little bit of the guitar for my theme song, and I'll do that at the end again. Just strum a little bit. I'm not a great guitarist, but I could strum a little bit. I know, like I probably know two or three of the same chords. But anyways, I was so excited that I was able to help this individual. And usually, when I talk to people, right, there may be a plethora of things I can help them with. Because remember, I just don't help them basically, how to roll over some of their stuff. Because if you work for a state or municipality or an organization for all these years, after you become, what's the word? After you become, I should say free, after you become free, right? You should not, allow them to control your retirement anymore. You should put it with someone that you trust explicitly and who can protect it for you. Because when you retire, your risk tolerance should change. So what I try to teach people is to protect what they have. When it's protected, no matter how long they live, they have guarantees. And guarantees is a good thing. People love guarantees. I love guarantees. You love guarantees. So it's important we help people where they are. And one of the greatest things about my business is integrity. My integrity and my service is my commitment to you. You know, there are some people who you may like more than me, or they may this, they may that more than me. But what they cannot out integrity and out service me. They can't do that. And basically, that's how I get my clients. Is through referrals or me promoting myself on social media or telling people what I do. And when I do that, I make sure that I explain. And sometimes I over explain. And sometimes the reason why I do that, because I don't want people to ever feel like I don't want to give you the shortcut just so you can become my client. I want you to know the ins and outs, why you should not, you know. And some people need that, and that's what I do. So to this afternoon, like I said, I helped a client of mine, you know, for her. So what that means is she's currently working still. She's over 59 and a half, and we were able to protect some of her retirement money. You know, what percentage of it, you know, from loss. After you get to a certain age, when you hit 50s, 60s, 70s, you're not 20s, 30s, 40s, or even early 50s. You know, you should be protecting what you have. There should be a percentage of your money that should never take risk. Zero risk. And what percentage that is, that's on you. Some people will say it's 50, some people say 75, some people say 25, some people say 100. I say, what's your risk tolerance? I believe after a certain age, you should never lose even a penny. That's what I believe. You should never lose even a penny. And if you start losing money in your golden age, less to play around with. During your retirement, 3 things should be solidified: your health insurance, your life insurance, and your retirement. Because if you get sick, someone may give you a plate of food or bring you a basket of groceries, but nobody's paying your 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 medical bill. That's your responsibility, you know. And life insurance, it's important that you have that in place. Some people, when they retire, they don't realize while they were working what they had on the job, they were renting it. And it had no living benefits as well. You're like, what's living benefits? Living benefits is benefits you can access while you're alive. It's life insurance you don't have to die to use. And I tell people, when they say they have life insurance, I say, do you have the old kind or the new kind? They're like, oh, excuse me? I said, do you have the old kind or the new kind? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably have the old kind. Some things are obsolete. Now, we're not telling you to get rid of what you have or replace it. We're saying to augment what you have, add to what you have. And when you do that, you know, as we get older, our health deteriorates. It's just facts of life. When you was 19, 20, you could run 100 miles. You could, when you was 15 or 10 years old, you fall down, you get a little bruise. Now, when I bend down to tie my shoelace, my back hurts. You know, being the last of the baby boomers, I'm excited, you know, that when I talk to people, I tell them health is wealth. I want to see everybody healthy, but I also want to see you protect what you have as well. And if you don't want to listen to me, that's on you. But I don't feel bad when life happens because I educated you. I told you, you need to protect what you have, especially if you have a spouse or children or grandchildren. And even if you're by yourself, even if you live by yourself, you need the protection as well. What if you need someone to come in? Where you gonna get the resources? So what I teach people is to protect what they have, make sure that nobody, nobody, no one affects what you have. It's paramount. Some people don't understand there's programs that can guarantee a lifetime income. You can guarantee a lifetime income with life insurance. You don't even know where that. You can guarantee they use annuities. When you get a guaranteed payment for the rest of your life, how can they guarantee that? Through annuities. They don't tell you that. So why is it that some of you who want help don't seek the right help? And when some of you get a referral or someone refers someone to you, jump on it and do your due diligence. If you like the person, great. If you don't like them, great. And you can find that out down the road. I like Johnny, I don't like Johnny. It is what it is. That's how it works. That's how it works, my friends. It's not something that we say. Basically, what we try to do is to make sure we educate you so you can make an informed decision. Because when you're educated, you make an informed decision. Most of the times, you can't make an informed decision with limited information. You can't make an informed decision with limited information. And in anything that you do, if you need to do some masonry, you need a mason. Do carpentry. You have car issues, you need a mechanic. Electrical issues, you need an electrician. You follow what I'm saying? It's the same thing here. As you get older, folks, you need someone secure, someone you can trust, someone who can help you create what it is you need to create. And I don't understand why you're not doing that. It's your right. It's your right. It's your right to do that. How do you do that? First of all, when someone refers someone to you, listen to what they're saying. You can tell a lot about someone's experience or their knowledge by listening to them. When you listen, you gain knowledge. And you can tell, what? This person knows what they're talking about. Someone ever refers you to someone, what the hell they're talking about, or whatever they're talking about does not even meet your needs. Folks, it's paramount that for those of you who are retiring, thinking about retirement, have a financial professional that you can trust, a financial professional who can educate you on what it is that you need to do. And I tell it to clients all the time. When I help you, it's benefiting you. Yeah, the companies I'm appointed, do you think that just because someone's in the industry that they have all the experience that they need to help you? not necessarily. Sometimes, sometimes there are people who've been in the industry for a number of years and they lackadaisical. Some of them, they don't do their research. Like, for example, let's talk about my client this afternoon that I saw around noon. I knew where we had an idea. I knew where their funds were, and I knew how we were going to get it out. And I knew we could do it with the protocol. And you have to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's and you get everything done the proper way. And that's from years of knowing what companies does what. I know what John Hancock does, their procedures. I know Fidelity, their procedures. Empower, their procedures, the principle. You know, some of the companies that our competitors, I know what requirements are as well. Because so that when I'm helping a client, we want to expedite. If we're doing a rollover for them, we want to expedite that quickly. It should be not taking weeks and months. It should be a matter of days. And the companies give about 30 days to procure the funds, but it shouldn't take that long. It shouldn't. So I know what I'm doing. I've done my research. I know what companies, for example, if somebody was a state worker or a federal worker, like I said, with the federal government, you have a TSP, a thrift savings plan. You work for a city or county, it's a municipality. It depends. It could be a 403B or 457. You work for a corporation. It could be a 401k. You're self-employed. You may have a Roth, or you may have a traditional IRA, or back in the day, used to call them Q plans or SEPs, simplified employee pension plans. There's a plethora of things that people can do. But the key is you have to know what it is they have, where they want to go, and how you can actually. And I take great pride in that. Great, 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 great pride. Because without that, I can't do what I want to do. Without that, I can't educate properly. Because education is key. And when I work with my clients, I time. The reason why I try to do one thing at a time, because actually on one appointment, I could do, let me see. I could do 8 things or more, excuse me, on one appointment. But guess what? Confuse the client. I'm not in a confusing, explaining business. Some of my clients, they know what they have, but they might not know. Like if I ask them to get me X, they might not know exactly what to get me. But that's okay. Because if you put me in a tool shop and you tell me to get certain tools, I may not know what the tools are, or certain resources. My clients, I always tell them, you are good at your job, and I'm good at mine. Let me be that financial professional for you who can guide you through the maze of what you need to do. Guide you through it. Because that's what you need, someone to hold your hand along the way. Most of the times, if you notice nowadays, most people or most companies, right? Everything is automated. Everything is automated. There is no what's the word? You can do it online. When last people don't remember back in the day, people used to get the Sunday paper and look for jobs and send out applications and resumes. All that you do online right now. You go to LinkedIn. Let me tell you a quick story. How I got to Virginia from Boston was I was working for You Promise Investments, and we were servicing 5 to 9 colleague savings plans, which are securities. You use mutual funds to fund and bonds to fund a multitude of states. I can't remember all of them that we were doing at the time. And there used to be a site called brokerhunter.com. Brokerhunter.com. And on that site, I had my securities license, my Series 6 and 63. And General Financial, which used to be GE Financial in Richmond, Virginia, were hiring wholesalers. And I submitted my resume because I was like, I was in Boston for a long time. I grew up there. I wanted to change. And I sent it through online. I got an interview. They flew me to Richmond. I'd never been to Richmond before. I think I passed through there, but I'd never been there, stopped there. They flew me in. I interviewed. It went well. When I came back up, they told me, well, we want you to start in month. They're like, no, we want you to start immediately, like in 2 weeks. I said, I got to give my, and we'll give you a bonus. I was so excited to move to the South. I didn't even negotiate. I just took the stupid bonus they gave me. I could have gotten double that, or probably more. Now, you learn from your mistakes. It's the same thing with financial planning. You learn from your mistakes. The mistakes that you made when you were in your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s of people who do not, and I'm talking about people with guaranteed income. They get paid weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, and they're struggling as you know what, because they don't budget right. And budgeting, everybody says, people say, I don't know how to budget. Yes, you do. Budgeting is living within your means and not you see. I don't care if it's designer or the nicest car. Most people want a car, they want something or a home that they can't afford. Why? To impress people you don't like with money you don't have for things you cannot afford? Who does that? That's local. That's ludicrous. Stay within your budget, within your means. And I'm not telling you you can't go on vacations and you can't do something nice for yourself. But if you want to do something nice for yourself, plan for it. The baller shot caller making $60 million a year like Steph Curry, or an entertainer or a hedge fund manager, on Wall Street making billions of dollars. No, you don't have that. You're middle America, you're average person. A lot of us don't do that. And we fall prey to hardships. We all have. So what you're going to do in the second half of 2025 that you didn't do in the first half, you're going to be more fiscally responsible, fiscal responsibility in terms of your budget. Are you going to allow someone who knows what they're talking about to give you advice? Some of you, I say you because I'm not talking about me. Some of you don't want to take advice from people that you know because of your pride. What does the Bible say comes before a fall? Pride. I'm not here to ostracize you. I'm just here to show you. I'm thinking of two people right now that I told to do things and they didn't do things and life happened. Now, I didn't feel bad for them because I told them. I informed them, I educated them, but they think they were smarter than their britches. And, what can you do? People have the right to allow you to help them. That's their right. But why is it that if you have someone who works at a certain place, you can get a discount or you can get a hookup, right? you want to use that hookup, but the person who can help you with your financial literacy, you don't want to entrust them with your business. I have the answer. A lot of people who are perpetrating, they're too embarrassed. I have, man. I don't care how much you have or how much you. I have clients who are literally paupers, and I have clients who are literally multi-millionaires. And the multi-millionaire ones, you would never know that they are. They got nice stuff, but they don't flaunt it. I have one client that I'm thinking about right now in Philly. This lady's in the 70s. She can have $1 million, multi-million dollars in her hands. Because she has to liquidate this, liquidate that, liquidate that. And you would know she's the thriftiest person. When she goes to the store, she has coupons and this and that. And every time she'll call me, she called me a couple of weeks ago. How's my money? I'm like, you're safe, my dear. She's never been married. I keep telling her she needs to get a boo. She goes, why? You got one for me? She calls me Mr. Terrence. I mean, I'm teasing her. Folks, enjoy life, but take advice. And the people who take advice from me prosper. And the ones who don't, do not. And it's not that I'm the only one who can give you advice for you to prosper. I'm saying to you that if you know me, you will know that I have your best interest at heart. Whether you're a referral or I prospected you, accidentally met, or life just happened, trust me, folks, trust me, I am there to help. I am. What I don't do is, though, don't abuse my time with frivolous stuff. Like stuff you're going to find out without even calling me. I encourage my clients to do that. No question that my clients have is stupid to me. No. The issue I actually have with my clients, some of my clients, they're too independent. They go make decisions and then they come back to me and I got to fix it. Now that ticks me off. You see, that's because you're accustomed to people or advisors who don't want to have time for you. Not me, man. When you call me, I tell you I'll call you back in 48 hours, but it might be the same day. Might be the same day. So, in-service rollovers, those of you who are 59 and a half or older, currently employed, we can move some of your monies from your retirement plans into a traditional IRA. We can convert it into a Roth. All of those things we can do. But it's paramount that you talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. Those of you who are already retired and stop taking retirement, let's protect it for you with guarantees. Excuse me. With guarantees you can never outlive if you choose to. Have control of your money. Have estate for estate purposes protected. And the key one, guarantees. Is the hero. You can never put and do anything with me and take a loss in terms of what you've already attained. I'm the safe money guy. And I love that term, the safe money guy. Back in the day when I used to do mutual funds and that stuff for clients and stuff, sometimes people go up and down. Your 401k go up and down. I have a client, not client, is a friend. I keep talking about them all the time. Their 401k at the beginning of the year was at 236, 237, and then after the new administration came, it dropped down to 180 grand. It's back up now to almost 250. But the thing about it was, and that person is not going to retire for another 10 years. So they do have some time. But I would love to secure some of that money for them. But their company does not allow in service rollovers. And I think it's unfair. I believe Congress, you know, and maybe I need to become a lobby and go lobby Congress to pass a law that when people are over 50 and a half, they should be able to roll over their monies to whatever company they want to with no, and, and the ones who can do it, there's no penalties because you're not getting the money. You're just putting it from one drawer to another, from one fiduciary to another, from one institution to another. And as you get closer to retirement, protection of your assets should be key. And they don't know how to budget. So guess what? If something comes up, they hurt themselves by wanting to access monies from their retirement that they cannot access yet. Why don't you put it in a place where you could access some of it? And then when the time comes at your retirement, you can access all of it, but you don't want all of it with you. You want it protected with A-rated companies who've been around for a while. It's paramount that so all of you should be thinking about, should I be doing an in-service withdrawal if I'm working? Should I be doing a a rollover if I'm currently retired, or move my money from where it is to somewhere else? It's paramount that you do that. But the key about it is some of you don't know how. As a matter of fact, wouldn't it be nice? We're not talking about your Social Security and even some kind of pension plan, because companies don't really do pension plans anymore. That you had some additional funds that you can use, you could access it tax-free. It's your play money, and it's tax-free. There's a plethora of ways, a multitude of ways that we can do that for you. But the key is take advice. You have to want to take advice. You're going to have to want to learn more about what it is it takes to change the trajectory of what you're doing. Normally, with a lot of people watching, but lately my lives have been private, and then I make it public when I'm done. So someone can go watch it on Facebook. You can watch. It's live now on YouTube, live now on Instagram. It's live now on and X, formerly Twitter. And I just try to talk to people every week about what it is that I do. You need help with a Medicare supplement? I can help you that. You know, you're turning 65, or this is your first time going to Medicare Part B, I can help you with that. You need to do a rollover. You're no longer working for the company or the state. Get your money out of there. I can help you with that. You don't have life insurance, I can help you with that. Your long-term care, critical illness, cancer, stroke, heart attack protection, I can help you with that. Long-term care, I can help you with that. Debt elimination, using life insurance to eliminate debt and creating a bank, I can do that. I can help you with that. Man, there is nothing that I can't help you with. Guarantees, I don't care what bank you bank for. Go look at their balance sheets. You'll see billions and billions of dollars in cash. I'll tell you about that because you don't know about it. It ain't for you. The wealthy use it. Like today, I was showing my client, I was showing her how much cash value she has available right now. I said to her, you don't need to use it. But if you have an emergency or down the road you need to do something, you have leverage. Leverage is key. When you have leverage, you can make better decisions. I mean, my client has good credit and all that stuff, but I'm saying, use OPM, other people's money. Don't use yours. and pay yourself back. Because most of you don't do it. Most of you don't know how to do it. Most of you don't want to learn how to do it because you know too much. You know too much. Folks, my name is H. Terrence Bardui. The H stands for Havers. I'm a licensed financial pro. I only do three things: income protection, I protect your income; debt elimination, I eliminate your debt without spending any additional money you're spending; and legacy creation. I don't care if it's for your kids, your wife, your husband, your grandkids, whomever, your church, your sorority, your fraternity. But guess what? There's different ways to do all of that stuff. My client I was talking to today, I was telling her if I had 3 to 5 clients like her every month, I'd be living large. I mean, exactly like her. I don't mean they have to look like her. I don't say they have to have her income, but just like her, minimum like her. She listens, she trusts me, she's a saver, she doesn't live above her means. This woman can go buy a car cash right now. Cash. And use other people's money, not her money. You can be the same way if you choose to be. Folks, the show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I educate people on income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation. There's other things I do too. I help you with long-term care, get you a Medicare supplement, I'll even help you with your drug plan. I don't get paid for that, but I help you, so that you can have what you need. Also with, not just 401k rollovers or the thrift savings plan, whether you want an IRA, mortgage protection, disability insurance, college planning, annuities, whatever it may be. A lot of you have made a lot of mistakes all your life because you didn't know. And I don't hold that against you. I never hold something against someone who didn't know. What I do hold against you is after I've educated you and you know better and you don't do better, I hold that against you. So tonight, I want to thank you for those of you who listened, who watched. One of my new client today, I'm not going to call his name, but I put his initials out. NP, if you watch tonight, God bless you. My beautiful client I met with today, RB. God for you. Thank you for your business. Thank you for allowing me to protect what you have. And like I was telling this new client I got today through the referral, I told him, I'm not your side piece, man. I'm the main piece. Tell other people about me. Because he asked me, can he tell other people? I said, sure. And I don't want him to think all I do is that. It's Medicare. I do a whole bunch of things, but we got to do one at a time. One at a time. Not two, not three. So as we close, I'll play my theme song. I just want you guys to know that Dominica made me, Boston raised me, and the South sustains me. Good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. Let's turn it on so everybody can hear us. Right? Yes, ma'am. Let's turn it on. It's having some difficulties here. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. The volume is low. That's why we couldn't hear it. Start it over. Start it over. There we go. Hold on. So you can hear the theme song that I wrote. Yeah. Dominica made me. That's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded did the person I'd be. It raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place in this journey of finance. I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side. Good night, everybody. God bless you. I'm your financial pro. I can help you. God bless you. Have a good night. Hasta la vista. You know how to get in touch with me, everybody. DM me. You can call me. Code 864-607-1361. God bless you. Good night. Peace. I'm out.